Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are of course at peace here, and we're going to tick on forward here. We're showing minus 17k on energy credits. I don't think that that's accurate, but we'll keep an eye on that one. We are on the month tick right now, and we're going to have to wait until next month tick before that updates. So for now, let's just go through our jobs here, see what we've got available. It looks like a whole lot of nothing for the moment. And yes, that is accurate. Okay, so we're going to have to wait for these to finish up their constructions. Sounds good. So we could definitely queue up some alloy expenditures rather. Yeah, we'll institute the increased benefits there. That's fine. And the question, of course, becomes, where did we leave off here? Raltree, it seems like I remember, was good. Yes, we left off on Gatria. Okay, sounds good. That's now completely done. And Ahita will be next. We don't have ion cannons here. We are currently empty on consumer goods. We absolutely need to fill that up. And we're just going to go to plus 500 for the moment. But minus 3k isn't so bad. That's acceptable. Okay, so Anahita is getting 2 ion cannons. And I just want to go through the rest of these right now and make sure that the ion cannons are queued up. I mean, all of these should have ion cannons at the bottom here.
We grow ever strong.
Yes, okay, so Fear Mathrios is good. Let's see, Theglin, Roskin, Abaka, yes, all of these should be reasonably fine. But we want to get those Monarch of Fire class defense platforms queued up as soon as we can. This one's in Ishtram, which is, of course, up here. Excellent. Okay, Monarch of Fire there. In Zandaban Station, we are missing ion cannons. But of course, we need to get this upgraded to a Citadel. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's see, these are going to Citadels right now. They will need additional work, of course, and we do have a number of stations over here that are underway. So the Great Wound needs to be upgraded, as does Temporal Decay. Both of those will, of course, become anchorages in the future. And that's completely fine. The Dargan Station over here, this should not be a shipyard. We need to make this be a gun, missile, hangar. Gun, missile, hangar. There we go. And upgrade that to a Citadel. Okay. We do need to sell off some minerals. Ah, our energy credits must be too low to actually pull off these purchases. We're buying in 1,400. Which we can estimate as being a lot. Actually, the prices of consumer goods are incredibly high right now. So we're going to cancel this buy order. And we'll have to work our way through that the old-fashioned way. So this agro world here, we can definitely put in civilian fabricators, and that's incredibly important. We're also lacking in a Ministry of Production here. Can we fit one in? Yes, I'm going to replace this exotic gas refinery. We're going to put a Ministry of Production in there. Excellent. Where else could we potentially get more consumer goods production? Because we're going to need it. We are absolutely going to need it. This leafy mining world here, it's got a robot assembly plant of all things. We'll upgrade to a planetary capital. We'll replace this eventually with a gene clinic, but this is not a high priority sort of thing to replace this with a gene clinic right now. Am I blind? I'm not seeing a gene clinic for some reason. Is it down here? Oh, it's right here. I'm a moron. Okay. Well, that's all. That's completely understood. That's not new news. We're going to put a civilian industry in here. And then in this building slot, we could put in a food processing facility and swap this over to an agro world. Drop our 2 mining districts and put in agriculture districts. We're also going to drop our generator district and put in an ag district here. Although that appears to be grayed out. I'm not entirely sure why that's happening, but we'll leave that be for now and we'll come back to it. Okay, this trade station here requires jobs. That's to be expected. We're going to put in a habitation district here to fix our housing issue, and then we're going to upgrade a commerce megaplex in the opposite order there. There we go. This foundry station here requires some work. Okay, fair enough. We're going to put in civilian complexes here. And this forge world is apparently good to go. Like, it doesn't need further work. I mean, it needs some crime to be dealt with, for sure. We could launch anti-crime campaigns here, and we're going to go ahead and do so, although I don't expect it to deal with all of this. It helped. Okay. So that's good. Okay, this agro world up here doesn't really need anything at the moment. And what we have to do here is we have to just buy in 50 consumer goods at the beginning of every month. If we did an automatic trade, it would buy them in after the tick. So what we need to do is just have consumer goods in our inventory for all of the month here. They get consumed at the end of the month, but we'll have to buy them in again at the beginning of next month. I know for a fact that this hides the notification. I don't know if it actually prevents the unrest. I suppose that's something we could figure out. But we do need to come down to our bastions over here. And that's a little too far. There we go. We need to work on getting some of these bastions a little bit more online. So the Gatria station is good to go. Anahita is the one that we need to get next. Okay. Now, we can't actually max this out. That's fine. We're just going to get this up to about here. There we go. That'll do just fine. We do need to buy in consumer goods again. And you can see the notification of critical resource shortage here goes away. Excellent. And I think it actually works as well, because we're not noticing any drop-offs in production. So this appears to work okay. So of course, now that the month tick happened, we need to buy in an additional 50 consumer goods. There we go. Okay, checking in on these stations. These star bases over here need to be upgraded up to star holds. Those will be fine. Now this is going to be, of course, repurposed away from being a shipyard. That'll take it some time. Cool. So how much are we actually losing on consumer goods per month? $13.55. That's a lot. There's no doubt about that. We do need to buy in consumer goods again. There we go. And let's check for jobs. We need to work on our economy, and that's something we've been working on. This agro world. This is a really, really good thing to be working on right now in agro world. So we're going to put an agriculture district in here that will help us with food and with consumer goods. Fantastic. This tech world needs a system capital complex upgrade. We'll go ahead and get that going. What else might we need? This generator world. Well, it's actually maxed out as a generator world. I'm thinking that's a nourishment center, and that's really solid to have that there. I'm thinking for right now that we need to put in... I would like to put in a civilian industry here, replace this sky dome with a Ministry of Production, and then put in more agriculture districts. For now. Switch that over to an agri world. This is an agri world here, and we need a specialist job. I mean, a pearl diver is a specialist, whereas an angler is not, I believe. Angler, pearl diver. Yes, that is correct. So an agriculture district would solve that. We'll go ahead and put that in.
We grow ever stronger.
Honestly, this heritage site is kind of useless, isn't it? We don't have any other unity generation other than politicians, which is minimal. So we're going to replace this heritage site, and actually our research institute is similarly useless here. We're going to replace this with a Ministry of Production. And we're going to replace this research institute with a civilian industry. And then we're going to replace this research lab with an alloy foundry. Okay. Excellent. What else can we do here? This forge world here, it requires a little bit of work. There's not a lot we can do with it other than put in more industrial districts, which isn't ideal, but it is better, I think, in this case than putting in agricultural districts. So that'll do. We are apparently in a pretty big freeze here. There we go. And now we're going to buy in our consumer goods, of course. There we go. And what else do we need to work on? This factory station has a lot of jobs that need to be filled. We're going to upgrade to civilian replica complexes and alloy nanoplants. Both of those will take a decent chunk of time, but it should be okay. How long until our truce is up? That is going to be up in 2262. So we've got time. A good amount of time. Excellent. Our economy absolutely needs to be our biggest focus here. We're maxed on energy credits at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and put in a new buy order of simply 1,000 of these. So we can assume that this is going to cost like 5,000 per month. So that'll keep us positive in energy credits, isn't it? But right now, we're going to buy 2,500 consumer goods. That will, of course, drive that price up a little bit. So it's now like 8,000 per month. We're still going to be pretty negative in consumer goods. So what we really should be at is 1,400. So we'll just resume that buy order. This Forge World requires a job. To be honest, I want to put in a food processing facility and agriculture districts here. I feel like we don't really have a choice. See, that one's already underway. What else do we need? Well, we need more people. We have a lot of jobs down here that are not going to be filled, though, or a lot of people that are not going to fill jobs, rather, on a lot of these locations. So we're going to be able to move a lot of these people around, but we need to know what our final job numbers are going to look like before we can do that. Okay, so we're only at minus 1K here, and we can back off our trade by 100. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I was expecting this economy to be in slightly more dire straits than this. Okay, that seems really doable. So by backing off with that 100, let's see what happens on this month tick. We'll get there eventually. There we go. Okay, so tick is happening now. Yes, this is not bad. This is manageable. Okay, I like it. That's fantastic. Of course, we do have a lot of these Starbases finishing up over here. Now, these guys, they need to immediately get anchorages in all 6 of these slots. And apparently, even with the game paused, this is incredibly laggy. I got gun battery there. We need to cancel that last one. Okay, so we put in an anchorage, and then we're going to put in a naval logistics office, a hydroponics bay, and because we're not in a nebula, we'll put in a resource silo. Cool. Same thing over here, anchorages in all 6 of these slots. If we want it to work properly, we have to wait until it actually populates in over here. So we'll put in a naval logistics, a hydroponics bay, and once again, a resource silo because we're not in a nebula. For Dressel, same exact thing. We're going to put in 3 anchorage slots. There we go. And then a hydroponics bay, resource silo, and naval logistics office. Although the naval logistics office should probably be before the hydroponics bay. There we go. Excellent. So that's all underway. That is fantastic. I think the price on consumer goods came down. We're probably going to be driving it back up with this buy order, so we should expect that this economy gets worse over time. But for now, I think it's okay. Okay, this foundry station here. We can upgrade our alloy nanoplants, but that's going to be it. That's going to be the last jobs that we can get on here. We're in a lag tick right now, so that's okay. This foundry station here, we can absolutely put in our civilian replica complexes and our alloy nanoplants. And I suppose we could put in the Commerce Megaplex and the Hall of Judgment upgrade. Although I wouldn't mind replacing the Hall of Judgment with something a little more useful. We'll come back to that one. Okay, sounds good. So we know we're going to move a lot of population off of this foundry station. That is definitely going to be a thing. Absolutely. And that's good. We are actually quite pleased with that. Crime boss arrested on Snarabu. That is fantastic. We will happily take that. We're still a little bit negative in food. This Forge World here. I think we ditched this exotic gas refinery. And we put in a food processing facility. And then we build an agriculture district. That should solve that problem for the moment. Oh, what was this one? A Forge World again? Okay, let's see. We've already got a civilian replica complex on here. We've got an alloy nano plant, but one thing we don't have on here is a Ministry of Production. So we absolutely want to increase our efficiency here. So we will go ahead and do so. And other than that, we probably put in additional industrial districts. It will not help our food output, but That's okay, it will be running more efficiently, so there's that. Now, this is currently set up as a generator world, and I think it would be more efficient. It is an ocean world, so I think it would be more efficient if we replaced this mineral processing plant with a Ministry of Production. And keep in mind that only affects artisans, it does not affect pearl divers. That's fine. This Galactic Stock Exchange doesn't really do too much. So we also replace that, and we're going to put in an alloy foundry there. And what else doesn't do much here? Synthetic crystal plant doesn't really either. So we could replace that, and we would end up putting in a food processing facility, and then replace all of these mining districts with agriculture districts. Like that. Swap this from a generator world to an agro world and call it good. Oh, we also need to upgrade the system capital complex there. That'll be fine. Okay, so all of that will result in quite a lot more consumer goods. We do need to back off on our consumer good order. We will go ahead and do so. Food is holding fairly steady right now. But we do need to increase our food generation. There's no doubt about that. I'm still surprised that this Forge world is okay. I'm quite surprised by that one. So Snarabu appears to be under control. Now that's building generator districts. That's okay. I think we'll allow that. Okay. Why are we building city districts here? Out of curiosity. What exactly is the point of additional city districts? These are generator districts here. That's okay, but we have all of our building slots unlocked. We're doing okay on housing. I think we'll cancel those city districts, and we'll just build these generator districts for the moment. We are, of course, going to need additional jobs here, and upgrading food processing facilities will be good, but we'll also want to put in a Ministry of Production here, as well as an alloy foundry and a civilian industry. Not necessarily in this order. We'll do the civilian industry first, followed by the Ministry of Production. The generator districts will do last here. Okay, something kind of like this. The energy nexus will also be a useful thing to upgrade. Okay, I'm not sure what I was thinking on that one. We are full on alloys. So, with that being the case, of course, we need to go in and work on our bastions. So, where were we? Defense grid supercomputer on Anahita. Okay, so Anahita is not going to be fully maxed out here until that defense grid supercomputer is done. So we'll have to come back to Anahita. But for now, we could work on the sheet station and get that one probably maxed out-ish. We're positive on food now, and we're going to be positive on consumer goods very shortly here. So that's not bad. Perhaps even next month tick. Okay, Uchbia 1 has entered the Iron Age. That's fine. These stations over here are finishing up, so we definitely need to work on those. Let's head down over this way.
We grow ever stronger.
Okay. So all of these will, of course, need to upgrade to Star Fortresses. We actually need alloys for that, so we'll have to wait for the month tick. That'll be done very shortly here. Okay, these are queued up, and they should be fully queued. Yeah, there's nothing to be done there. Izhagin is going to be a defense station. So here we could do... Oh, we need to sell off our minerals. Okay. We're full up on energy credits at the moment, and we're positive on consumer goods. This is actually really solid. So we're going to be very positive on energy credits soon. I'm going to actually buy in alloys here to spend down our energy credits. There we go. Okay, so this starbase here, this needs to go to a star fortress. Izhagin needs a gun missile hangar. Gun missile hangar. Very laggy right now. Okay, and then we're of course going to put in a target uplink computer, defense grid supercomputer, and a communications jammer. Upgrade that to a citadel as well. That's really the top priority there. We'll get that upgraded. Cool. Okay, so this is needing to go to a citadel as well. All of these over here. Sounds good. And then these will need to continue upgrading. Yeah, seems fine. Short is upgrading to a citadel itself. It's only a 19.7k right now, but by the time the war breaks out again, it should be improved. We're minus 1k on consumer goods, but I think that's because our buy order did not go through. I do want to be negative on consumer goods right now. So that is our goal, to remain slightly negative on consumer goods, but not very negative. This unification station requires a job. Upgrading the Hypercomms Forum and then an administrative complex would not be the worst concept there. This agro world, we absolutely are delighted to put in an agriculture district. I would also like to drop the Hollow Theaters and replace that with civilian industries, drop the precinct houses and replace that with alloy foundries. And then we would like to drop maybe like this research lab and put in a Ministry of Production here. Cool. Anything else economically? Yes, this generator world requires work. This is not exactly a generator world. This hydroponics farm isn't what I wanted. I want a food processing facility. I also want to have, if I can scroll up, there we go, a civilian industry and an alloy foundry. And then a Ministry of Production once we can get one. Can we get one now? Actually, yes. So we put in a Ministry of Production there. That's perfect. And then a couple of agriculture districts will do the job. We could also swap these mining districts over to agriculture. We'll leave that for now, though. This agro world here requires a planetary capital. We'll go ahead and put that in. Wonderful. And now we have a lot of things over here that need to be done. So this trade station is maxed out. So we could move their pops somewhere else. The question is, where would we want to move it to? Actually, Leafy would be a good option. So we could resettle all of these pops over to Leafy, which should be down near the bottom here. Yes, right there. And over they go. So all three of those pops head on over. And now Leafy is working on making a planetary capital. That's okay. We are also going to, of course, need to work on this agriculture district here. So we'll go ahead and put in an agriculture district there. Now, Snaraboo. This is not maxed out, so we're going to put in civilian replicomplexes and an alloy nanoplant, and that will fill up those jobs. This generator world here requires 6 jobs. The civilian fabricators will go a long way there, and we also don't have an alloy foundry here, so that'll do. This foundry station is full up, but it has 21 unemployed workers. There's nothing more we can do here right now, so we're going to resettle all of these workers over to Leafy. It's a lot, and Leafy is going to be a bit overwhelmed at the moment, but that is okay. So we're going to hop them over to Leafy, and every single one of these is going to go. It's a little laggy, but there we go. There's a lot of them, including an Ultra Space Elf. Okay. Fantastic. These self-modified Ultra Space Elves refuse to leave Brengaki. I guess we'll send one of these guys over, and then we'll employ the Ultra Space Elf. Okay, cool. So Leafy needs a whole lot of jobs. So to that end, we will upgrade our food processing centers, our alloy megaforges, our civilian fabricators, and we're going to build a whole lot of agriculture districts. That'll be underway for a while. Housing here is not great either, so we are probably going to need to eventually swap this generator district with a city district. But I would also like to put in luxury housing here if we can. There it is, luxury residences. That'll help. And maybe we build that first, just to help with the housing situation. That plus the planetary capital should help the housing situation pretty dramatically. We were insulted. How rude. And let's see what else we've got here. It is, however, about time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And where was that? I know I saw an unemployment here. Maybe I'm going insane. Or maybe they migrated. Either way, it's fine. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.